Hello, I'm Deb Keyes, and welcome to Stampin' on the Hill. I'm trying to do a tool tip once a month, so that's what I'm going to do today. And the tool that I have chosen is the blender pens. Let me pop this down to my hands and show you. These are the blender pens. You get 3 in the package. So 3 full pens, and all 3 pens have 2 tips on them. There's not a difference between the tips. They're both the same on all 3 of them. All the tips are the same. But the body here is filled with like a clear kind of liquid. I don't know what it is, but it's magical because I'm going to just show you a couple of ways that we're going to use these blender pens by bringing in my Layers of Beauty. This is part of the March product that I'm featuring. The product that I'm featuring actually includes the dies that go with this, but I wanted to just use this cute little flower image down here and show you. So here's this. We're going to bring in some Memento ink, and I've done a little bit of writing here, so I just wanted to, I think I'm going to just stamp them all in Memento here a minute, and then I will show you what each of these looks like using blender pens. So clearly the stamp set is going to require some kind of coloring, right? Because it's all, I mean, unless you want to stamp it on like a colored piece of paper, which is always an option as well. So let's see, I'm going to bring in Petunia Pop and Shy Shamrock. All right. And we're going to just use the ink pad. We'll start with the pink, and then we'll add the green. I'm also going to need just a piece of scratch paper, and I'll show you about that in a minute. So it doesn't matter which pen you use. Like I said, they're such a great value because you get 3 of them, and you can do all of this coloring with just 1 tip, actually. But it's nice to have 3. You can have your friends over and share. So I'm just taking the tip of the marker and I'm just dabbing it directly onto my Petunia Pop color. And let's see, let's just start coloring here. So I can vary the shades of it. It's going to come out dark first, and then it's going to get lighter, but then I can go ahead and add more ink when I want or need it. I think that's enough for that one. Let's try to wipe this off a little bit. So here's how you clean it. You just sort of twist and pull at the same time. I was just trying to get a little bit of that off, so this would be a little bit lighter on the inside so I could do the centers. But then to clean it completely, you just do this until it comes out clear, and then it's ready to put in the next color ink. So I'm going to use my Shy Shamrock now, and you can do some shading if you want in here. I'm using the darker color first, and that's why I'm bouncing around like this, so that I need a little bit more. So there, that's what it looks like using it just off of the ink pads. Okay, and let's close these up and bring in a couple different colors. So Bubble Bath and Soft Sea Foam. And what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to actually use my acrylic block. That one needs a little wax in it. I'm going to use my acrylic block, the same one. I'm going to use the back side of it, but I'm going to put a little dab. You can barely see it because this is such a light color, but I'm just going to set this here. Make sure I got the green off of there. And then I use this for watercoloring too, if you use watercoloring as a method. But instead of sticking your marker tip directly into the ink, you can also just grab a little bit of it on the block here. I was going to try to make those a little bit darker in this one. And then clean this off, clean off my block. I'm going to use a different corner though, just in case it's not off. I'm going to pick up the green and then go ahead and add a little green leaves. I was looking for different colors. I could have used probably the same Petunia Pop in Shy Shamrock for this method, but I wanted to kind of show with different colors the different techniques. So there's that one. All right. Get all the ink off of here. All right. Close these up. You can also use just your reinkers if you have those. So I can put those actually right on here, but I'm going to put them on a block because I want to be able to, so I'm using Granny Apple Green reinker, and I'm just going to use a dot because these are so small. So that's the green, and then I'm using Daffodil Delight over here. Just a little bit of each, okay? Let's use the yellow. This is going to be pretty concentrated because it's full on strength. So yellow there, and then let's just shade in. If I was really doing an awesome coloring job here, I would definitely make the centers a different color, but this is for just to show you how these blender pens work, because they really are. And now that they're really kind of cool, but now that they're phasing out, I don't even know if they're still available yet, the actual Stampin' Write markers, everybody's going to need some sort of different coloring method. So I wanted to show how versatile these are and how easy they are to use. So that's with the reinker. Get it all off of there. All right. Let's move this out of my way here. And then my last method that I chose is with watercolor pencils. There are 2 different sets, I believe, of watercolor pencils available. I only have 1 set, and mine are kind of old, so even the packaging is different. Let's pick, oh, who knows? What color should we have? There's a green, so we'll do Old Olive. And then what I'm going to do is color in here. Just like you would coloring pencils, you know, just color it in the way you would. And then let's use, how about red? Let's use red. And then with the red, we're going to go color these in some. You can color as dark or as lightly as you want. You can always add more color after the fact, but this is just going to give you an idea. So now with my marker, my Stampin' Blend blender pen, I'm sorry, my blender pen. Now I'm going to take and, I don't know, let's see if you can hold this up so you can kind of see it's just lightly colored this one here I'm showing you. All right, so then when we use the blender pen on it, it's going to darken it up. I'm going to only do it in one color first at a time, and then I'm going to clean the tip off like we did before, just in case. And now this is going to make it, it's going to help me spread it around some. And it's also going to make it a little darker so it doesn't look like pencil marks anymore. It's going to darken it right up so it looks more like ink. Can you tell? Anyway, so that's what I have for the blender pens. Let's get back to here. I didn't make an actual project with this. I just used this little example with the different things so that I could show you. I guess that's all I have for the blender pens. So make sure you add a pack to your next order. Until next time, thanks for watching.